Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn, and I have the honor of being the president of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, and we have a very special guest, and I really mean that this time. We have a pillar of the community. This gentleman, I'll let him introduce himself in a second, is a part of another amazing organization that we're going to be hosting here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet on February 20th, a radiothon, right, Dave?
This week. Let's go.
A few days. It's hard to believe. 72 hours away. Are we ready to go?
No, never. Never.
That's
not until it's done.
Going to be awesome chaos, but I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Dr. Larry Weiss. I'm the CEO of the Center for Healthy Aging, which is a nonprofit organization dependent upon donations. So if anybody out there wants to donate, that's happy too. I'm sure the Clothes Closet would appreciate it as well. Anyway, I've been in the field of aging for about 60 years now, maybe even 70. No, I'm not quite that old.
I wasn't going to say that. No. You're doing pretty good, Larry.
And I ran across these guys, and so I'm here.
Awesome. And today in a little bit, we're going to talk about the Circle Life Guest House and a little bit of history, how that came full circle with Dr. Larry Weiss. He made a very special donation that got it launched, so it made it completely possible. A dream that's been in our community for over 20 years. But we'll go ahead and get started with the events, which is a little funny.
Oh, dude, this is a Circle of Life Guest House episode right now.
Wow.
That's what's going on.
That's awesome.
I threw in one of our events, but you know.
Good. Well, to start off, we're going to have in about 72 hours or less than
72 hours.
the Circle Life Guest House Radiothon, and it's going to be on all Lotus radio stations. We're going to have dignitaries coming, community leaders. We're going to have lots of interviews. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on down from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Can you tell us some of the special guests that are going to be there?
I cannot.
Oh, you can't say it yet?
I hear this guy, the Dr. Larry Weiss, will be there.
Okay, all right. That's one
guest.
special guest. That's pretty cool.
But if you've never been to a radiothon, you got to come check it out. You can tune in on any Lotus radio station, but there's something about all the people running around and answering the telephones, and it's just a lot of fun. Come on down. There's going to be DJs here in tents and Lotus, and
it's going to be fun.
Dave's going to be in a banana costume.
I will not be in a banana costume.
Oh no, darn it.
I'll be hanging out, but no, I won't be in a banana costume. I'll probably be like this with a bunch of wires. I don't know. Where's this button go? I don't know anymore.
But the goal for the radiothon is really to just provide our annual budget. It's not cheap to run the guest house. It's approximately $340,000 a year, but it truly meets a huge critical need. Since our opening on June 9th, we've actually helped 31 guests, actually moved our 32nd guest in today.
Wow.
And for every person that we've helped, we've had to turn away 4 to 6 people. So that really shows you the need, and we'll let Dr. Larry Weiss kind of talk about that after the events, but definitely a huge need, and so please just turn out. If nothing else, drive awareness, share our post, and just get the word out so we can come together as a community, because we know it takes a village, and that's what we love about this podcast. Is
right.
It brings us together as nonprofits.
Better together.
And
Absolutely.
Stronger united. So I love that you brought in the Center for Healthy Aging. That's another critical resource in our community that's done a lot. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to talk about that. And so it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think it's going to be a great event in partnership with Circle of Life Guest House and making sure we're getting those funds that you guys need. I think that's so awesome. Mm-hmm. You guys are allowing us to be the people doing it. So thank you.
Well, thank you for hosting. Thank you.
The real beauty of the guest house is it's free.
I know. It's amazing.
You know, people don't want to deal with death.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll call it passing on or whatever, but it's death, and people, everybody who's alive will experience it one day or another.
None of us are getting out of this alive, right?
You're absolutely right.
And a lot of people don't realize that Medicare, Medicaid, private or commercial insurances, hospice is paid for 100%, but that's not 24/7 care. So if you don't have a caregiver, then it doesn't cover any caregiving beyond the nursing and CNAs and the different disciplines from hospice, and it doesn't pay for room and board. So there's a lot of seniors who cannot provide that for themselves, and so this really is filling a gap need in our community that people don't realize till they're there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Super powerful. The next event is another COL event, and which you guys are just doing things. Oh my goodness.
We're launching this year off right.
It's crazy. I'm like, oh, we don't have enough events on our calendar at Good Shepherd. My goodness.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but Dr. Larry Weiss, we talk about it, but we're starting to really get the word out, and there's going to be an exciting announcement at our gala, which I can't talk about yet. The Dr. Larry Weiss doesn't even know. But Dr. Larry Weiss, he actually donated the house and land for us to really actually launch this. And so it is a commitment of mine to make sure that we have this resource for generations to come, and that we're able to help more people quicker. And so as far as, that house is the Dr. Larry J. Weiss, right? Right? House? Yes.
You're being tested, Chaz.
Why did you, that is your middle initial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, don't look at me like I'm losing it.
My middle name is John. Yeah.
John.
That was funny. That was funny.
So, March 20th, from 3 to 5 p.m., we're doing the Reno Sparks ribbon cutting, at the Reno Public Market.
Dude, that's a great location.
Huge shout out. They donated the space.
That's
They're
amazing.
Our host sponsors. They're kicking Abbey Agency Marketing in. Thank you, Mike, the general manager, and them. They're amazing.
I'll come down. That sounds like an awesome event.
Yeah, there's food and drinks that you can purchase from all the different vendors, and we have a big jumbotron. But tell us, we're going to be doing the ribbon cutting for that house and that location. So tell us a little bit, Dr. Weiss, or my brother Larry, why did you feel so compelled to donate to such a cause?
Well, I'm very familiar with the Circle of Life program. I was actually on the board 25 years ago when
so crazy
when it was initially created, and so I've obviously very familiar and really care and I had this house that was available and I thought, my God, I mean they're talking about a guest house, and so then I gave it, and it was probably I've done a lot of stuff over the years and giving different things to different people. We've had programs at my nonprofit Center for Healthy Aging where we help fund people that don't have money to pay for certain things. It's like a bed or something.
Mattresses, right?
Yeah. Anything like that maybe insurance they didn't have the cover or didn't have the money, and there's a lot of elders in particular out there that don't have the resources to be able to pay for things like this. They may not have a home.
100%.
There's the homeless. A lot of I think it's like 40% are out there that are elders, and so they really need help, and this is probably one of the best things I've ever done in my career.
That's a huge compliment, and really just. It's shocking to me. I mean, you've won the Governor's Achievement Award, all sorts of things because of your selfless and dedicated work, especially with our elder population, our senior population. And that means a lot. So thank you for sharing that. And, just this morning, actually, I got an email or a text from the CARES campus from someone who works there. On behalf of a case manager, and they have someone who needed a bed, but we're at capacity. So the need is definitely huge. And it's just, there's something so humanistic and just loving about just, providing that safe place for a beautiful goodbye and that environment of love and compassion and dignity. So anyways, we'll continue to kind of share more about the guest house as we go through this, but going to be an exciting ribbon cutting.
And we can weave it through too. It doesn't matter. Like we're talking
format.
about COL a lot.
But
so
there's going to be some great videos that Dave helped edit, some stories and testimonials and just cool pictures from a lot of our guests that release photos or their families.
Yeah, if you watch this show, you might know that Chaz and I are close. So just a little. And so I help with Circle of Life stuff because you're very involved there, and you help with Good Shepherd stuff. And we're a team, and we're sister organizations in a lot of ways. And
we're also microcloset partners.
And we're really trying to hard. And not only that, one of our newest board of directors helps a lot with Circle of Life stuff with you guys over at the guest house, Circle of Life Foundation stuff. So Mark Franke.
Yep.
Can you say
He's
it?
one of our
I was
board
told,
advisors.
He
on
told
the
me I
guest
gotta
house.
say it like this. Frankie.
Frankie.
He told me. He even said to put my finger up.
That's who shared a shot of the tequila we got you for your birthday, right? The last board meeting.
Mark Wood. Mark Wood. Yeah.
It was good tequila too. We
Yeah.
made sure for his birthday. I didn't have any because I've taken the Nazarite vow for now, but until I get married, that's the Nazarite vow. Probably
Wow.
forever. Just dedicate
Wow.
myself to my work. But it smelled good and it looked good. So
It was.
Yeah, Mark's a good guy. So we're thrilled to have him on our board, and I'm glad he's over there because he believes in the cause quite a bit too. I'd love to have him on, talk about that as well.
yeah, he's a little
With his
shy. He might
experience.
not.
He's shy? What are you talking about?
I doubt
Are we
you get
talking
him
about
on
the same
here.
guy? Anyways, so yeah, that's why I love this show. We've been doing this for over a year, every single week, and it just feels like we're having a conversation. We're inviting the world into it.
That's
It's
right.
fun. It's fun. So thank you guys. Thank you for listening and liking and subscribing and being a part of this adventure. We have different nonprofits on every single week. And if this is your first time listening to us, you can actually find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook. Type in Community Cares Podcast. We're the first thing that comes up. It's amazing. And it's because of viewers like you. I know PBS people say that all the time, but it's true. It's really true here. It
love
really
PBS.
is. Viewers like you. So I thank you guys for just being a part of this, and definitely come out to the ribbon cutting on March 20th from 3 to 5. That's going to be awesome at RPM, Reno
Yep.
Public Market.
And thank you again, Reno Public Market, for donating the marketing in that space. Just really awesome. So our last COL guest house event, and then we'll have a fourth, our last event for the show, is a Circle of Life Guest House Dignity Dinner. Dignity Dinner Gala.
Did I spell it right?
Yeah, I
Oh.
just the D's run together there.
I do the show notes, so sometimes I spell things wrong.
Dignity Dinner Gala on April 11th. It starts at 6 p.m. There will be some cash bars that open at 5:30 p.m. But this is going to be a powerful night.
I'm excited.
It's going to be huge, and we're thankful for all the help with the videos, Dave, and all that you do. And it's a plated dinner. Tickets are about $125. Tables are $12.50 for 10 tickets, and it's black tie optional. We have some great sponsorship opportunities. You can email me at cblackburn@colhospice.com, and it ranges from $25,000 to $2,500. But this is going to be a night of stories, of hearing from family members who had people at the guest house. Annie Woods from Colo 8 is going to be moderating when the guest families are going to be talking. There's going to be pictures of guests, and really just a time to be able to come together and honor Larry's donation and all those who've donated, and just really, we're going to be raffling off a Harley. That's $20 a ticket for a Harley. It'll be there by the dance floor. And we're going to have a photo booth. We're going to have a videographer right here.
Video.
And a
I do that on the
photographer.
side. I do a lot of things on the side.
You do. You saved
I run a
us.
nonprofit. What do you think?
And but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a live auctioneer and dancing, tons of dancing. So you want to come boogie with Larry over here?
Is there going to be live
And
music?
you.
There's not going to be live music other than we may have a violinist.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or a harpist.
Ooh.
But we will have some special ceremonial things that will take place, and you'll hear from different board members or people that help found it, and just stories of people that passed.
Sounds like it's going to be a really powerful night.
It's going to be huge.
Where can people buy tickets?
If you go to our website, colhospice.com, you just click the gala button, and there's also the Harley button, the Harley Davidson raffle button you can click. And if you want to learn more, you can also click on the COL guest house button to learn about our mission and our cause,
Cool.
and from there. So yeah, it's going to be great.
That's great. I'm really excited for it. I'll be there. You have a veggie option, so I'll be
Yep.
there.
Yes.
Wait, you don't like chicken?
I like chicken.
Okay, there's
I eat
chicken and veggie.
I'm a vegetarian. If you watch the show, you probably know that. We talk about it a lot. Chaz makes fun of me for it.
But you're not vegan. You're vegetarian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
just making
cheese.
sure. I didn't want to get it wrong.
I love eggs.
Good.
I love all the, it's just what our rule is, Nika and I, our rule is, if it has eyes, we don't eat it. Unless it's a potato. Well, you don't want to eat potatoes with eyes anyway. So
Yeah, they don't have A's.
yeah, they get eyes, right? If you leave them out a long time.
Larry would know because they have a gardening program through the Center for Healthy Aging.
Oh, that's really cool. So the last event we're going to talk about is the Good Shepherd's Closed Closet Wine and Dine event on May 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Engine 8. Tickets are going to be $88. You like that? 88. That was Chaz's idea. I'll give it to them.
Oh.
That was good. 88 because it's Engine 8.
Yeah. I'll take the credit.
And then you can get a group ticket. All the information is online at getclosed.org/wine and dine. Spelled out. Wine and dine.
And that's May 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. And there's going to be live music there, right?
There will be live music there. Live music, glass of wine and pizza, and so it's gonna be, and it's like nice pizza. They're a great local organization. They're actually donating the room to us. They're donating a lot to us to make this happen.
And there's also an all-access VIP package pack that's 8 tickets, and it's actually less than if you bought 8 separate tickets. Plus, you get a swag bag and some different benefits. So really jump on that because space is limited. I think there's only 50 tickets.
Yeah, it's a small space, so if this is something you want to do, please buy those tickets soon because when we sell out, we sell out. So it's going to be a fun event, though. I mean, live music. The patio's beautiful over there. May 15th it'll be nice out, and it's a Thursday. What else are you doing on a Thursday? I mean, come on.
No.
Go have some fun. Go dance.
Hanging out with Larry. I don't know.
Hanging out with Larry on Thursdays.
You two hang out together.
I will be hanging out at this event, so definitely come and be a part of it. We're also going to be making some big announcements too at this event, so please make sure that you get your tickets before they're sold out. And you just to remind you, you can get your tickets at getclosed.org/wine and dine.
Or just getclosed.org and click into
Wine and dine. Wine and dine. I made its own thing.
Oh, cool.
So
Awesome.
I made it easy.
Well, now we'll go ahead and go to our amazing individual and resource and community leader and Dr. Larry J. Weiss, or John Weiss. But, Larry has always had a heart for the elderly. In fact, you started a local treasure, really, at the University of Nevada, Reno. Is that correct?
I established what?
Yeah, a local treasure.
A local treasure?
Of a program. So he actually started the Sanford Center for Healthy Aging and was the original director.
Yes, that's true. I came here, it was about 30 years ago, and was the director of the Sanford Center for Aging, which is Gene Sanford's gift to the state, actually.
And it is a gift. I mean, they do a lot for our elderly.
Yes, and I helped establish it as the director, and did a lot of good for elders. I mean, it was amazing. There was some experiences like when you get the caregiving, a lot of workers have caregiving responsibilities, even though they have full-time jobs, and they really deteriorate as a result. And I did a study of Washoe County employees, and this was about maybe 14, 15 years ago, and then presented to the county commissioners the need to address education for people that had caregiving responsibilities on their workload, and their staff. And we were proposing just to have some lunchtime education stuff at work, and found that employees spent time on the job, on the phone, dealing with the caregiving issues. And it cost the county about $1 million a year in lost productivity.
And that's only grown, I'm sure.
Yes, and the response by the commissioners at the time, next.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I mean, and we weren't talking about putting a lot of dollars into it. Just issues like that are dominant, and a lot of ageism occurs as well.
Absolutely.
So people think if you get old, then you get dilapidated, and you can't do this, you can't do that, you lose your mind, all of this, and not at all the case. there are a lot of stuff that you can do to educate yourself and grow and age.
It's funny. I just saw a mutual friend of ours, Dr. Stephen Phillips.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and he was on LinkedIn. And he was just talking about ageism on a post, and it's true. People don't realize the impact. And if people really understood the impact of the employees having to deal with caregiving or even grief, but specifically caregiving as well, I mean, you could actually save money by investing into them. And that's the crazy part is, we're not looking long term. We're not giving it good thought.
I know. I mean, it's
crazy.
It is crazy, but hopefully, things will change over time. And to a certain extent, there are changes. There are some commissioners out there that are much more receptive because they may experience it themselves.
Right. Well, yeah. And until you experience something like that, you really have no clue. Or you're working in a field where you're supporting those people. But man, I don't know about you if you've had a family member that was sick that you're caregiving for. But man, it exhausts you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I mean, it's a really taxing thing.
Absolutely.
So then you founded the Center for Healthy Aging, right?
Yeah, a nonprofit. About 16, 17 years ago.
And what encouraged you or inspired you to do that?
Because I was retired. I wanted to volunteer.
So now you don't like to be retired because now you got like a bunch of full-time jobs.
No, I do the same type of work I was doing at the university with the Sanford Center for Aging, but I don't get paid.
Yeah. and in fact, even more, you give to the causes.
I give, yes.
So thank you for that.
Absolutely. I mean, like I mentioned, death, as you know very well, is an issue that people don't want to deal with.
Well, and I think if we dealt with it, we would live our best lives because we get the elephant out of the room. And 25 years ago, you were on the Circle of Life Foundation, Hospice Foundation's board with the founders, Deb and Mike Gerard, who founded the company and the nonprofit. And actually, this hospice guest house has been a dream since then for many people. And it never really came together until we got I like to call it the OG board of the seniors, and it's like the old gangsters of the senior population. But Dr. Larry Weiss, Connie McMullen, Wendy Simmons, all these really just these peers of the community, and Michelle Cagle, who's now the CEO of Circle Life Hospice. And, just we got all the right people in the room who knew the right people with the state and created a concept. And so, but still, that wouldn't have been able to come together without your generous donation. So we thank you because you have started something that I fully believe with faith in my heart that's going to impact thousands and thousands of families for generations to come. And I just can't thank you enough. But
yeah, and you need some more resources to expand it too. Right?
Yeah, that's right. So, just like today when I got that message, unfortunately we only have 3 beds, but we actually had to make a makeshift bed in the living room, and it's a nice little space, but to have a 4th bed because there's so much need. And so now we're looking at expanding and seeing how we can help more people quicker. And we'll see what happens and what doors open with that. But the reality is we are making a difference, and we can make a difference for the majority of the need for this specific gap area. And I think that's pretty crazy because there's not a lot of problems that we see in society where it's like we actually have a solution and it's possible if we all come together.
So we got like the resume, like what you've done. It's amazing what you've done. Seriously. Dr. Larry Weiss. I want to hear the story of passion. Why are you giving as much as you do? Why has there been something in your life that you were hurt by or blessed by that inspired you? Just first, let's start with the Center
for Healthy Aging.
For Healthy Aging. What happened? And yes, of course, helping people. And I know you have a generous heart. And
he was just bored and retired.
It wasn't just bored and retired. No. To be that sacrificial and to continue to donating and be the CEO of the organization, you have to believe in it. Or else you can't continue. There's no way. Yeah, there has to be that passion.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I want to hear, I guess, what what drove you to continue and after 16, 17 years?
It's interesting. I mean, actually, when I was in graduate school, I did my dissertation on aging issues, and it was very dominant, and there was so much need. When people look at, like even in government, people look at funding. Most of the funds go to kids. And not elders. Elders are all taken care of. They got Social Security and Medicare. Well, I can't believe that most people could live on Social Security.
I know, it's shocking.
Especially when they have a medical problem that is not covered by Medicare. And I just it's sad. And so I started way back then dedicating my life. I'm a psychologist by training, and so it was that issue.
That means he knows you're crazy, Dave.
That doesn't take much. You could probably look at me. Oh, this kid.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
When you call people crazy, then you're crazy. you know it well.
Oh boy.
Touche. Fair enough.
But it just it just sort of hit me really at the heart way back, and I structured programs that were trying to be free.
Yeah.
Even when I was at the university. And we did, actually. It was amazing, some of the things that we were able to establish. For example, just getting a geriatrically trained pharmacist to review medications that elders would have. And, they just get medications from one doctor to another because there's usually several doctors involved.
Sure.
And they're not necessarily correct.
Right.
But if somebody has some training in those issues, and there are pharmacists out there that are trained in, they call it geriatric pharmacy, because they're trained for elders, and because the body does react differently to different medications.
Right.
So just that in and of itself can help save people's lives, and certainly help improve the quality of the life.
Yeah.
So there's things like that we established way back then, and it's still going. The Sanford Center is still doing that, which is great. And
wow.
Well, it's just kind of like the Washoe County. You're a part of the master plan. You serve as an advisor on the Washoe County Senior Advisory Board. I mean, they haven't done a master plan for seniors in almost 14 years, right? Or 12 years.
Well, it was done 14 years ago, never enacted.
Which is crazy. No. So we haven't changed how we're supporting our seniors. We have a third of the population.
Wow. And
the amount of funding that we give per senior is about $2 when all the services that they need. Am I wrong?
Well, that's a good figure.
Yeah, it's near there.
That's insane.
I mean, it really is, and it has to do with all of the attitudes and issues that people have.
Yeah.
Even in medicine and nursing and social work, I tried to get this is still 16 or so years ago. I tried to get nursing to create specialty in geriatric nursing and focusing on aging, elders. And there's curriculum and stuff, and there's people trained in it around the country, but not here.
Wow.
And they just looked at me like, we don't train specialists. Well, half the population in the hospital are elders.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's not a specialty.
Nope.
That's a majority almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, but they've changed a little bit in doing some coursework in that now. So it's getting better, but it still has a long way to go.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's just like hospice. I mean, they barely touch on that in medical school or even nursing school, maybe a few weeks in nursing school, if that. If probably not even that. But the reality is that's an area that needs really qualified people that specialize in it. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of doctors, they don't even understand hospice. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but they're life-saving. Mm-hmm. And so then they don't want to talk about hospice because there's a stigma. So those are things that you've helped, kind of try to change. And our cliche saying is be the change you want to see in the world. And that's definitely who you are.
So, as we close, the last story I really want to hear from you is why you're a part of Circle of Life Foundation, the guest house and everything. Why are you a part of it? Why are you inspired to be who you are, doing what you're doing with the guest house?
I mean, it's perfect, a perfect service, because it's free and it addresses the people that may not have anything. They may not have a caregiver or a family member in the house that they live in, and so they'd be left alone, or they're in the hospital and they'd have to stay in the hospital and die at a tremendous expense. That people can't afford, or if they're homeless, those kinds of things that can be served, and hopefully when we expand it, everybody can have that ability.
It's going to happen because we have an amazing community that comes together.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say about Northern Nevada, is people are very giving, and we have some great people. And I'm just going to say something during this divisive time. It doesn't matter what political party you are, what spirituality, what sex, how you identify. Everybody is a human being and deserves to die with comfort, love, and dignity at the end of life. And I don't care if you're an immigrant. I don't care if you're, no matter what the circumstances are, as I believe in my heart, we have to take care of each other. And it says a lot about society, how we treat the most vulnerable. And in my mind, the dying are truly the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Any last thoughts before?
Any events you want to plug for Center for Healthy Aging, or resources or anything?
You mentioned that we have gardens. If people are interested in working, actually we have intergenerational, even native focused gardens. There's 3 of them around the county.
That's cool.
And we have educational classes. So if people are interested, contact the Center for Healthy Aging.
And you guys do take volunteers, right?
Yes.
For certain things?
Yes,
okay, so
we welcome volunteers. Always looking for volunteers.
What is the website, Larry? Do you remember? Just Google it, I guess.
Yeah, just Google the Center for Healthy Aging.
You have a Facebook, right?
Yeah.
For that? Oh, yeah. We have a Facebook.
Yeah, we'll link it. I think that's great. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
It's great. You do good work.
And it really coincides with all the things you're a part of. Definitely coincide with what we're doing here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. We really try to help people in need and give away clothing for free. A lot of our clients are seniors that need that little extra support.
So we have a few seniors that are literally picking between their prescriptions and groceries. There was one senior who couldn't even afford electricity for her to do laundry, so she would come once a month and get outfits and wear those outfits for the entire month.
Yep.
So truly,
So thank you guys for your support. Make sure to be here this Thursday. It is an open to the public event, the Radiothon as well. There is the ribbon cutting is also an open to the public event.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So definitely mark your calendars. Be there or be square. No,
I like the original one.
no, okay. We help over 800 people a month.
That was good.
A month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside
For Larry.
and help one. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Take care.